Hello, Milky friends. It is Milkstew here with you for another Idle Heroes video. How are you? I hope you are well. This is fortunately the second time I've created this video because yours truly, the klutz, forgot to record or switch on the audio line when he did the first video. Well, when I did this video the first time around a couple of hours ago, and I started uploading it and I realized, you know what? There's no sound. There is no sound. People cannot hear me. They would just see a lot of pictures. Anyway, I have tested the equipment and I'm confident that this video now has audio. This week we are here to talk about profit orbs and specifically the profit orbs related to Rogan. So what are we getting this week? So it's profit orb event this week. There's a Legion pack that we'll talk about, and obviously I've bought it because it's obviously better than average value. But for the Profit Summons event this week, if you do 80 orbs, you're going to get Rogan, and you're also going to get Sia along the way, which obviously people need because she is the first Void hero. But I think more importantly, people are just after copies of Rogan because even though he's in the Feathers shop, he's not in the Imps Monopoly chest yet, which is where I suspect most people, well, maybe it's just me, I get most of my copies from Imps Monopoly. But yeah, we're going to talk about whether or not it's a good idea to do profit orbs, especially in light of when Black Friday is. You know what? Let's just talk about it now because I've already brought up the topic. So Black Friday this year. What is Black Friday? Black Friday is just a purely American event that everyone else has sort of appropriated for their own means. And certainly the Chinese, the DH people, they've already done that as well. So Black Friday, for those of you that don't know, is a special day of just deals, like just really good deals. I don't know why they call it Black Friday, because usually when we call something black something, it's associated with a race or maybe a big bushfire if it's in Australia, right? So like if you call black something day or black something month, it's a day. It's usually day. It's usually after a bushfire. Or is it really? Do we call anything Black Day? Or is it just Ash Wednesday? That's what we called it. Leaving that aside, in the US, Black Friday is just a day of good deals, great deals. And DH has obviously appropriated that for Idle Heroes. And Black Friday this year is on the 27th. And usually there's some pretty spectacular deals on Black Friday. So for example, last year, the value packs, when you bought them, came with additional gems and or profit orbs. If you were a VIP level, pardon my dog, I don't know why he's barking. If you are a certain VIP level, you have the ability to buy these things. Or do you buy them when you get them for gems? I think you get them. You get these rewards if you're a certain VIP level, and you can buy. Yeah, you can buy these things out for gems if you are at these VIP levels, right? So if you are VIP 8, 9, 10, you could spend 3,000 gems to get this at VIP 8, this at VIP 9. This at VIP 10. And so obviously the higher your VIP level, the better the stuff you can get. And obviously you need gems to be able to get that. The other thing that you got was this very special VIP card, which was phenomenal value. I think it was like 20 bucks or 15 American dollars. A lot of gems, feathers, and gold for 15 consecutive days. You also got the Black Friday flame last year, which no one has ever seen again. And this frame is only good for crit. If you're wondering which frame is best out of Black Friday frames, IDA frames, or the Guild War frames, check out my video on which frame is best. Each frame has a different purpose. My dog is driving my mum nuts, and that's why she's giving him the shit. I'm recording this at my mum's place because this is where I keep my PC gear. So but the key thing to note about Black Friday was that last year, as a free-to-play player, if you did 4 loops, so 320 orbs, and you did, I think it was like 6,000 branches worth of replacements, right? You were going to get up to 380 points, which is just shy of Ada and Feathers at 400 points. So these were the points that you got, and these were the rewards that you got at the different point levels. So at the very least, at 380 points, if you did all 4 loops or 3 loops, and I think if you did 3 loops and all the branches, then you would have got a Kiss of Ghost, which is a pay-to-win artifact at the very least. And you would have got these other nice prizes at the start, right? But if you paid just a bit more to get even, an additional 20 points, you would have got the Feathers and you would have got Ada. So that's what you would have got last year. So obviously the question everyone has this year is, well, one, it's the only question that most people have. What is the event currency for Black Friday? Is it orbs, coins, scrolls? What the hell is it? Because the year before this, they did something very nasty. They actually used super wishing coins as a means to get points, and people were just caught off guard. They were like, "What? I've used all my super wishing coins," and people were always asking, "Well, hang on, are you going to use super wishing coins again this year?" This was the question they asked last year. So this year, everyone's obviously asking, "Is this year the same as last year?" Right? Because if you look at the calendar of events, right? So this is where we are right now. Here, right? 11th, 9/11, or 11/9. Profit orbs, and if you follow the cycle of, I guess, just the different event types, right? So next week we're getting campaigns and wishing coins. Following week it's Imps Monopoly. After that, scrolls, and it's profit orbs again. So between now and basically Black Friday, which is here, right? There are some 11, 12 weeks between now and then, and as you can see, the timing-wise, Black Friday does not fall with a profit orb event. We're 1 week out. So then the $1 million question is, well, hang on. Are you going to do scrolls this year for Black Friday? Could be, right? What data point do you use? Do you look at the last 2 years and say, well, they've used orbs? Or do you follow this calendar of events and go, well, this year, it looks like they might go with scrolls? Because I've reached out as a VIP 11 person, and I've asked, hey, look, what's the deal with Black Friday? Is it scrolls or is it profit orbs, as it has always been in the prior years? The answer is no one actually knows, right? So it's a question of, if you're trying to work out whether or not you're going to spend orbs, right, or say for Black Friday, I can't give you the answer. Like, no one definitively knows the answer, right? What I do know is that Rogan is a very decent hero, and I need copies of Rogan, right? I also know that between now and Black Friday is 12 weeks, and every week I probably get about 10, 11, 12, call it 15 orbs, right? So I could probably save up for 2 cycles by the time Black Friday rolls around. So in my mind, I'm like, I can probably complete 2 cycles or 2 loops, do 160 orbs to get 2 copies of Rogan, and still have enough left over, enough of a buffer left over to basically get participate in Black Friday fully and get as many points as I can, assuming they use profit orbs, right? Because I stupidly use like 500 scrolls during the scroll event for ticks, because I saw how useful ticks was in Seal Land, because I'm trying to clear all the Seal Lands. So that's my thoughts on whether or not you should participate. There isn't a clear-cut answer. It's going to be situation dependent for everyone. What I do know is Rogan's a very decent hero, especially if you have your end game. It's probably not as useful early game or mid game, but end game, if you have a full team of E5, his buffs are supremely useful. His speed advantage is very useful. So that's the Prophet Summons event and what I think about it. So then the other thing that is obviously on this week is Heroic Miracle, and the top hero is Tara. And Tara, talked about Tara a million times. I'm not going to talk about Tara anymore. She or he is not a must-have hero. For me, it's just Tara's food. So we'll just leave it at that. Ormus's Workshop this week, they've obviously tweaked the artifacts. No, where are we going? So they've tweaked the artifacts that you can now forge, and the rewards that you can get. So all the shitty artifacts that no one bothered. So with these artifacts that you can upgrade, really the only ones that people care about are AMB, Crown, and arguably the Torch, and probably Rui as well. Everything else is more for PvE, and neither here or there. But they've tweaked it, right? So they've tweaked the damage that this does. They've tweaked the cog, and you can see it on Reddit what those little tweaks are. They've effectively made them just a smidge more powerful, is the key takeaway. But not to the point where, oh my god, the tweak was so substantial that everyone must build it now. So there's nothing to report there in terms of Ormus's Workshop. Glorious Boost, so another opportunity, and I think this is going to be a recurring event. It's going to be another opportunity for you to buy an artifact using feathers, and I'm probably going to get another Wildfire Torch just so I can make that into a Radiant version for Garuda. The other ones, I mean, as much as I want to make a Splendid Rui, I have Radiant Rui in it right now. The problem is I can't tell the difference when I put a Rui on my Sherlock, what that does, right? When I run two Sherlocks, the difference between the one that has Rui and the one without Rui, I can't tell. It's not like one doves the other team more than the other. It's negligible enough that I would argue you do not need an upgraded Rui. Like, just separate Ruis are good enough and much more valuable. Like, many Ruis, 4 Ruis is better than just one Super Rui at this point in time. I think they need to tweak the Rui just a bit more, give more control precision. Anyway, that is the All Masters Workshop and the Glorious Boost event. Now we talk about the Legion Pack, which is what you're all probably here for. The Legion Pack, so interesting what you get this week. You're going to get, before I do the value analysis, you're going to get Gems, Prophet Orbs, which are nice, and everyone knows about those. You're going to get Spirit, which is also nice as well, and people are kind of short in Spirit and how to get that these days. The interesting thing that you're getting that they've never really sold before is Artifact Essence. They obviously recognize that people don't have enough just junky artifact to trash and convert to Essence, so they're giving you 5,000, and that's actually a lot. They're also giving you this Rogan skin, which is limited. And for those of you who are new to my channel, there are 3 kinds of skins to be aware of, right? So if you go to the skins area, there are skins that have these yellow border frames, and those are the basic skins. When you fuse 5 basic skins in Skin Fusion, you're going to get a purple limited frame. And there are 2 kinds of limited frames. There are festival limited frames, right? So things that you can only get during a festival event, like Christmas, Valentine's Day, Halloween. And that special skin that's offered then for that particular hero cannot be fused from basic skins, cannot be purchased from the feather shop. They can only be ever bought during the festival, and likely only ever once in the history of the game, right? The only other time you can get a festival limited skin, if you've missed out on one, is a couple of weeks ago. You could use gems to swap one festival limited skin for another, and that's how I got all these festival limited Valentine's Day Tara skins. Which I don't need, because I'm not using Tara for really anything right now. I got them, it looked nice, and so I kept them. So that's the key thing to know. That Rogan skin this week is just a limited skin. It is not a festival limited skins. Meaning, at some point in time, you're going to be able to fuse the 5 basic skins to get the limited version of that skin if you're lucky. Or in Imps Monopoly, during Imps Monopoly, if you get the skin chest, at some point that Rogan skin is going to be available in there. It might not be in the next few weeks, might not be this year. It will come. At some point in time, you will be able to get that skin. I think is the key thing to take away. Oh, by the way, when you upgrade skins to legendary skins, the key thing to keep in mind is you should not sacrifice the event limited skins. So for example, when you do this, right, do not sacrifice anything that is tied to a festival, because the festival skins are worth like just way more than the non-festival ones, and like you can trade festival ones when the trading event comes around, but you can never get those again. So I wouldn't sacrifice them into just normal skins to make them legendary. Just be aware of that, right? So back to the Legion pack, we sort of digressed a bit. We were talking about the Rogan skin, which is nice and sexy, and I've already got it. So if you go look at my Rogan, you can see it looks like a mech warrior. So yes, he disappears and comes back and slices people with his orange plastic sword. It's pretty insanely cool. So that's really nice. But we're here to talk about Legion pack. Legion pack value. So we've basically converted everything to the equivalent gem value. So Prophet Orbs, 16 of them. Each Prophet Orb is worth 450 gems, because in Aspen Dungeon and with the Merchant on Adventure Island or Celestial Island, you can get it for 450 gems per orb. Alright. Gems come across at a 1-for-1 basis. Spirit is a tricky one. Spirit is really the only place that you can buy it, apart from Aspen Dungeon, is the marketplace. and it'll cost you gold. You can't buy it for gems, right? It'll cost you gold. So you either do the 1 million gets you 500,000, which is an okay deal, or the much better deal is 30 million for 20 million spirit. And the only way to convert that gem value to spirit is based on your hand of miners rate. So hand of miners, here you can obviously buy gems, well, gold with gems, and that value is going to be different from everyone based on your VIP level and based on your overall level, right? So for me personally, I can get 90, well, for each gem that I spend, I can get 99,000 gold, right? And so that's my conversion factor. And because I can convert gems to gold, and you can convert gold to spirit, I can therefore convert gems to spirit. Understand? Good. And so that's how I come up with this rate. And it's just my own rate. If you want to use a spreadsheet, you have to go to sell Q4 on the historical value packs worksheet and change it to what your hand of miners rate is in terms of how much you can buy gold for using gems. And so that'll automatically update this whole spreadsheet and give you your unique value here in terms of how much each spirit is worth. Artifacts essence was easy to convert, especially if you kept track. So with the merchant in an adventure on Celestial Island, you can actually buy artifacts, and the artifacts have obviously different values and they cost different things. So if we ignore column C and you just look at this particular column, right? So from the merchant on Celestial Island, a red artifact costs you 500 gems, a red exclusive artifact costs you 1,000 gems, an orange artifact costs you 3,000 gems, and an orange exclusive artifact costs you 5,000 gems. When you sacrifice these respective artifacts, here's the essence you get. For any red artifact and red exclusive artifact, you get 240 essence, which is kind of shitty because you're kind of like, why is an exclusive one worth just as much as just a normal red one? Then an orange one, if you sacrifice that for essence, you're going to get 900 essence, but the mother of all sacrifices, an orange exclusive, will get you 3,600 essence, right? So then the smart person's like, well, what is it on essence per gems basis? Because what's the best value? Like if I had a chance to buy an artifact on Celestial Island, so then I can sacrifice it for essence, what's the best value? The best value is orange exclusive, right? Because you get 0.72 of an essence per gem. And that's like far in excess of all the other shit that you can buy, all the other artifacts that you can buy from the merchant on Celestial Island. But anyway, so on the basis of using this, the best value that you can get, I was able to derive the essence per gem value, or how much what the value of one essence is per gem, because you do 5,000 divided by 3,600 gets you 1.39 gems per artifact essence. One essence is worth 1.39 gems, is what I'm trying to say. Very uneloquently. So overall, the 5,000 artifact essence is worth about 7,000 gems, or 6,944 if you want to be particularly OCD and anal. The skin, the limited Rogan skin, is from campaign. And if you're new to my video, just watch one of my videos where we talk about how we value everything that you can get during a campaign week. And I know the first few items continue to be controversial in terms of their valuations, because everyone's saying, no, a pay to win artifact is not 4,500 gems. It's worth way more than that. And look, you're probably right. So leaving that contention aside for my long-time viewers, next week we'll talk about what a better methodology is. I'm slowly coming around to the fact that, the value for these items are just under, but leaving that aside, assuming everything else is, fair and worthwhile in terms of conversion, then a limited skin is worth about 1,875 gems. So in aggregate, the Legion pack, you're going to get 23,300 gems worth of value for $50, and that comes out to be about 466 gems per dollar spent. And when you compare that to everything that you can buy from Idle Heroes, historically, we're looking for an average of at least 363 gems per dollar spent, which, this is far in excess of, right? But I think the thing to keep in mind is this 363 number is kind of skewed because it counts a whole bunch of shit that you should never buy, right? So, for example, what's really poor value are the weekly packages and the monthly packages. So when you strip out shit that you shouldn't buy, and you just maybe compare like for like. So like the Legion pack, the Puppet pack, and these special bundles that they do from week to week. You should really be taking all those special packs that they do from week to week in isolation and trying to assess what the value of those are, because those things are far more valuable typically than the stuff that you can buy on a weekly, daily, monthly basis, or just every time an event comes around, for example. It's much better value than these, what they call value packages, right? So if we look at historically the value of those special packages, what's the average gems per dollar spent? It's about, you can't see it, but it says 393. So it's like about 10% higher than the 363 that you see here, which means the 466 is still like much better than the 393 the number that I gave just now. So look, it's this week. It's not a must buy for everyone. If you do buy it, that's the gem value per dollar spent. Just know that it's pretty decent value. But who shouldn't buy this pack? People who are early or mid game. You're not going to need the Rogan skin because you're not going to build a Rogan, and arguably you're not going to need the artifact essence either, because well, if you're early and mid game, even though pay to win artifact would help substantially, chances are you don't have enough artifacts you don't have enough pay to win artifacts, and you probably don't have enough artifacts to sacrifice to make even more essence. But you might be like, well, given the second point, why don't I just buy this pack? It's true, right? So if you value these items in the pack, then buy the pack. It's not a must buy, but if you've got spare 50 American dollars, then it's a pretty decent buy. It's a pretty good deal. I bought it, right? Even though I'm trying not to spend, they keep coming out with these good deals, and I just feel compelled to keep buying, which is fucking terrible. So then if we look ahead to the events next week, what are we getting? So next week is obviously a campaign wishing coin event week. So the wishing fountain, the hero is Kameth, which neither here or there. So I might save my super wishing coins. I mean my normal wishing coins for when an event does come around and you need super wishing coins. No, when you do need a lot of wishing coins, like what happened a few weeks ago, or Mrs. Workshop continues, you're gonna be able to get it. Look, it looks like Void's going to definitely drop next week because you're going to be able to get this Transcendence expansion pack. And so I'm still relatively unenthused by Void. That's why I haven't done a video on Void. But when it drops, I'll give my thoughts. You can also get the Mysterious Chest, and the top prizes is an orange exclusive artifact. And then from the campaign, what are you going to get? So you can get Dildo, which is a neither here or there artifact. A Russell, a Sherlock, or a Nakia. This is interesting. So the fact that they've shown these very specific heroes, Russell, Sherlock, and Nakia, does that actually mean that the selection chest that they gave last time, it's not going to be here? Because if you remember the last campaign, they basically gave you a light dark select any hero chest. So if they've taken that away and said, no, you're going to get this very specific hero, that's very, very interesting. Yes, well, let's just wait to see what happens next week. But that's the event for this week. Yeah, like I said, it's hard given that Black Friday's coming up, and given that they won't give any more information about the campaign currency. It's hard to say whether or not you should spend on Rogan, especially if you really do need Rogan. For me, I really needed Rogan. So prior to this video, my Rogan was at 9-star, but in between fucking up the first video and doing this video, I actually E1 my Rogan and beat Sealand 20. And that's the only reason why I wanted to get more Rogan copies this time. It was just to beat Sealand in the first instance, but then also eventually I do want to E5 my Rogan. Anyway, that's the video for this week. I was going to make one about me beating Aspen Dungeon, but I didn't. I got to level 43. When I do eventually beat it, I will post that video. I'm kind of upset right now. But yes, hope you have a great weekend ahead. Thanks as always for watching. And if you have any questions, leave it in the comment below, and I will always try and reply. You know that I reply to every comment. Well, nearly every comment. Have a great weekend ahead, guys, and thanks for watching as always.